Dada. Say good morning.
Good morning.
Kelly Osbourne reacts to her father Ozzy Osbourne passing away at 76. 2 days before the world said goodbye to one of rock's greatest icons, Kelly Osbourne posted a quiet, heartfelt video. Her father, Ozzy Osbourne, known to millions as the Prince of Darkness, sat at the kitchen table with his grandson, headphones on, newspapers spread out, and a gentle smile on his face. No one knew it at the time, but that video would be his last. Today, we remember the life, legacy, and final days of a man who changed music forever. Before we dive into the incredible journey of Ozzy Osbourne, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and tap the bell icon.
News from the world of entertainment. We have received word that music legend Ozzy Osbourne has died.
Each click helps us buy more coffee so we can keep bringing you the stories that matter most. The final goodbye. On July 20th, Kelly shared her Instagram story, a simple moment between father, daughter, and grandson. "I'm a daddy's girl. I love my dad," she wrote. Just 2 days later, a representative for the Osbourne family confirmed Ozzy's passing. No official cause of death has been announced, but fans around the world had been following his health struggles closely. Parkinson's disease, a spinal injury, multiple surgeries. It wasn't sudden, but it still hit like a thunderclap. Kelly later broke her silence, posting, "I feel unhappy. I am so sad I lost the best friend I ever had."
So, of course, we know that Ozzy is most famous for heading up the group Black Sabbath that was founding iconic rock back in Birmingham, England, back in 1968. The band received numerous accolades over the years, including 2 Grammy Awards and a 2006.
A legend is born. Ozzy Osbourne, born John Michael Osbourne on December 3, 1948, grew up in Aston, a working-class area in Birmingham, England. The fourth of 6 children, he was no stranger to hardship. His father worked in a tool factory, his mother at a car parts plant. Struggles in school and brushes with the law filled his early years. But even in the darkest moments, there was a spark, a love for music. By the late 1960s, Ozzy had teamed up with guitarist Tony Iommi, bassist Geezer Butler, and drummer Bill Ward to form the band Earth. But after discovering another band with the same name, they made a fateful change. Black Sabbath. Black Sabbath and the birth of heavy metal. Inspired by a Boris Karloff horror film, the band chose the name Black Sabbath, and with it, gave birth to an entirely new genre. Their 1970 self-titled debut and follow-up album Paranoid shook the foundations of rock.
These reports just started coming into our newsroom. I want to put up some video here as well for you, but we do ultimately know that the British rock star has died and he was, quote, surrounded by love. This is all according to his family.
With heavy, ominous riffs and lyrics about war, madness, and the occult, Black Sabbath became the voice of a disillusioned generation. Through the 1970s, they released Master of Reality, Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, and Sabotage. Each album a milestone in metal history. But Ozzy's substance abuse grew alongside his fame. In 1979, the band made a heartbreaking decision. They fired him. Solo career and reinvention. Most would have crumbled. Ozzy exploded. With the help of Sharon Arden, his future wife and manager, he launched a solo career with Blizzard of Oz in 1980. The album gave us Crazy Train and Mr. Crowley, songs that would become eternal anthems of rebellion and power. Guitarist Randy Rhoads, with his neoclassical flair, elevated Ozzy's sound to new heights. Rhoads' tragic death in a plane crash in 1982 devastated Ozzy, but he pressed on. Diary of a Madman, Bark at the Moon, and No More Tears followed, cementing him as a solo superstar. Controversy, resilience, and the Osbournes. Ozzy was never a stranger to scandal. He bit the head off a dove at a record label meeting. Then, during a concert, a bat. Parents and politicians were outraged. Accusations of Satanism, lawsuits, even a wrongful death case.
The cause of death at this time is unclear, but the Osbourne family did release a statement to the British media saying that it is with more sadness than mere words can convey that we have to report that our beloved Ozzy Osbourne has passed away this morning.
But Ozzy never claimed to be a role model. He was real, flawed, and unfiltered. In 2002, he stepped into a completely different spotlight: reality TV. The Osbournes aired on MTV, turning Ozzy, Sharon, Jack, and Kelly into pop culture phenomena. Audiences couldn't get enough of the foul-mouthed, lovable rocker wandering his mansion in slippers, late career comeback, and health battles. Despite public battles with addiction and health, Ozzy never stopped working. He headlined Ozzfest, introduced metal to a new generation, and kept recording. In 2020, he dropped Ordinary Man, featuring Elton John, Slash, and Post Malone, a reflective, vulnerable look at aging and legacy. In 2022, he released Patient Number 9, which went on to win 2 Grammy Awards, including Best Metal Performance. At age 73, Ozzy proved he still had more to say. But behind the scenes, the toll of Parkinson's, spinal surgeries, and constant pain was catching up. In 2024, he officially retired from touring, saying, "Never would I have imagined my touring days would end this way. My team, my band, my fans, you've all been my life."
He had been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in 2019, and in a statement, his family said that he was surrounded by love.
A final bow in Birmingham. His last major public appearance came in 2023 at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham. Frail but fiery, Ozzy took the stage for a brief performance. His voice still rich with grit, his presence electric. It was his final bow to the city that raised him. In his last months, Ozzy spent his time at home with Sharon, surrounded by loved ones. Sources close to the family say he was lucid, grateful, and deeply at peace. Global mourning and legacy. The world reacted instantly. In Birmingham, fans gathered near the Black Sabbath bridge, lighting candles and blasting his music in tribute. Tony Iommi released a heartbreaking statement: "I've lost a brother." Ozzy was more than a bandmate. He was family. James Hetfield of Metallica called him the godfather to us all. Gene Simmons called his voice singular. Billie Eilish said his music terrified and inspired me at the same time. Post Malone simply wrote, "Thank you, legend." Former UK Prime Minister Tony Blair called him a global cultural icon. Rob Zombie described him as the bridge between the darkness of metal and the light of humanity. From metalheads to political leaders, everyone mourned. The man behind the myth. What made Ozzy Osbourne endure? It wasn't just the music, it was the man. He was honest about his demons, about the mistakes, the addictions, the regrets. He never pretended to be perfect. He just kept going. Fans didn't love Ozzy because he was flawless. They loved him because he was real. He once said, "I'm not the devil. I'm just a bloke who loves music and made a mess of things." That humility, that rawness, that was Ozzy, immortal through music.
Into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Among some of their most famous songs are War Pigs, Iron Man, Paranoid, Children of the Grave, and Sweet Leaf. So Black Sabbath, though, did announce earlier this month
he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2006 as a member of Black Sabbath. In 2021, he received the Brit Global Icon Award. But for Ozzy, the greatest honor was always the connection with fans. Even now, his songs echo across generations. From War Pigs to Mama, I'm Coming Home, his lyrics speak to rage, love, madness, redemption. They're soundtracks to rebellion, to heartbreak, to healing. Ozzy Osbourne once joked he was immortal, and maybe he was. He didn't just shape heavy metal, he embodied it. From the slums of Birmingham to global superstardom, from bat-biting headlines to Grammy stages, from chaos to clarity, he leaves behind Sharon, his partner of more than 40 years, his children Amy, Kelly, and Jack, and millions of fans who will never forget the voice, the madness, and the magic. He was 76 years old, and as Kelly put it best, "I lost the best friend I ever had. Rest in peace, Ozzy. Your train may have left the station, but your crazy train will ride forever." If Ozzy's music ever helped you through a tough time, made you feel seen, or simply made you headbang until your neck hurt, drop a rest in peace Ozzy in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with a fellow Ozzy fan. Every sub fuels our next story, and every like keeps the legends alive. See you on the next video.